Good morning, friends. As I promised, I am bringing my second video. Today we are going to discuss about the IUPAC nomenclature. The IUPAC nomenclature, I will give one example. Mr. Baddam Bhaskar Sharma. See, this name, if we divide into 4 parts, then this one, Mr., it is called as the prefix. Baddam, it is called as the word root. Bhaskar, it is called as the primary suffix, and this is called as the secondary suffix. It means the IUPAC name, it is the combination of composition of the prefix, word root and suffix. If you want to write, first prefix will come, followed by the word root, which is followed by the suffix. Prefix, word root and suffix. We have to discuss here one by one. What is prefix, what is word root and what is suffix? When it comes to the prefix, which we are fixing before the word root, let me give one example for this. Just see this example. When it comes to its name, it have the 4 carbons. That's why it is called as the butane, when 4 carbons will be there. And you might be know, this will be come at the first position, this carbon, this will be second, this will be third, and this will be fourth. I will explain why we are giving numbering in this order, why this acid group it is going to get the first position. In this case, you can see, I will write the name for this one, 3-chloro, because third position chloro group is there. Then it will be having the 4 carbons. 4 carbons means it is called as the but, that is the butane. Then first position acid group is there. Then I will write the 1-oic acid, 3-chloro, 4-butane, 1-oic acid. Then this chloro it is called as the prefix. Then but, what it is there, but, only but. But is nothing but it is having the 4 carbons. But is the word root. Then here you are observing N is nothing but it is the normal chain, it is saturated. Then this is the primary suffix. This oic acid, it is the secondary suffix. the word root we are deciding based on the number of carbons. Here you can see one carbon, it is called as the word root is the meth. Two carbons, word root is the eth. Three carbons, word root is the prop. Four carbons, word root is the but. Five carbon, word root is the pent. Six carbon, word root is the hex. Seven carbons, word root is the hept. Eight carbons, word root is the oct. Nine carbons, word root is the non. 10 carbons, word root is the dec. Always before the word root. That's why I told. Before the word root, what we are fixing, that is called as the prefix. Before the word root. In any compound, if we are fixing before this word root, that is called as the prefix. Prefix, always it will be the substituent, which may be not the part of the compound, which is not the part of the compound. See here, 1 2 3 4, these are all the part of the compounds. Only this one which is not the part of the compound, that's called as the prefix, which we will be giving as the substituents. Instead of chloro, you can take even here methyl group you can take, or any other halogen you take, like bromo you can take, or you can take the hydroxy. And at the same time, so we have to be observed that which is having the lowest priority than this acid group. The priority order I mentioned there, the functional group and its priority order from the high to low. Which one will be the prefix, what it will be called, suffix, what it will be called, and the priority order in the decreasing, priority of the functional group in the decreasing order I mentioned here. Then see here what I told, Mr. Badam Bhaskar Sharma. You might be observing, especially the foreigners, they are mentioning it is the title. Title means he is the Mr. or Miss or Mrs. or whatever it might be. Then next it will become the word root, means to the title we are calling as the prefix. Then word root is nothing but his main name. Okay, his main name. Then Bhaskar, his father name. Then Sharma, his grandfather name. Means his title we are mentioning as the prefix before his name. That's called as the word root. Then his father name, primary suffix. His grandfather name, secondary suffix. Grandfather name means usually it tells about their family. They belongs to Sharma family. Sharma family. Here you can see this acid group. It tells us it is the belongs to the acid. Acid is nothing but it tells about the family of this compound. This compound is belongs to the acid. Acid. By what? By the carboxylic acid group. That's why it is called as the secondary suffix, because it tells about the family of this compound. Then primary suffix, it tells the nature of the compound. Nature of the compound means it is N, if it will be have the single bond, double bond in, triple bond ein, like that. Okay, I hope you might be understood here what it will becomes in the IUPAC nomenclature, that International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. According to them, first we are writing the prefix, then word root, then suffix. Here the types of prefixes and type of suffixes I will explain now. First we will be discuss about the prefix. Prefix means already I told we are fixing before the word root. Before this word root we are fixing. That's called as the prefix. Here specially prefixes are two types. One is called as the primary prefix. Second one is the secondary prefix. Let me go through this primary prefix. What is this primary prefix? Always the primary prefix is distinguish the cyclo compounds from the acyclic compounds. Cyclic compounds which distinguish cyclic compounds from the acyclic compounds. For example, you can take how many carbons it have? 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbons. 5 carbon means word root what it will become? Pent. It is in the form of cyclo. It is saturated single bonded compounds. That's why the suffix primary suffix will come "ane." How will we write? Cyclo, cyclopentane. Cyclopentane. Cyclo is what here? It is the primary prefix. Pent is what? Pent is the word root. N is what? It is the primary suffix. It means suffix always comes after the word root. Before the word root prefix will come. Here why it is calling primary prefix? Because it distinguishes the cyclic compounds from the acyclic compounds. It is in the form of cyclic. Acyclic compound for this one means that is the normal chain pentane. Like this CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. It is identifying that cyclo is nothing but it is in the in the cyclic form. It is in the cyclic form means distinguish of cyclic compounds from the acyclic. That only tells, especially it comes to know with the help of primary prefix. समझ में? प्राइमरी प्रीफिक्स में क्या होता है? वो साइक्लिक जो भी कंपाउंड रहता है उसको अलग करता है. किससे? ए साइक्लिक से. ये कैसा मालूम हुआ ये ए साइक्लिक नहीं है बोल के? क्योंकि यहाँ पर प्रीफिक्स मेंशन किए है साइक्लो. साइक्लो मतलब ये साइक्लिक फॉर्म में है, इसलिए ये साइक्लिक फॉर्म जो भी लिखते हैं साइक्लो, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? प्राइमरी प्रीफिक्स. वी आर कॉलिंग एज द प्राइमरी prefix. Now let me go for the secondary prefix. This is the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix always it is not the part of the compound. The substituent which is not the part of the compound. Remember that. Not the part of the compound. That is very important. For example, here you can see the secondary prefix. Especially this halogen. Chloro is the secondary prefix. Is it part of this compound? No. Which is the part of the compound? This acid group. But this is not the part of the compound. We are writing as the substituent. That's why always the halogens, especially halogens, and as well as the any halogen, then as well as the methyl, any alkyl group, and as well as the other functional groups. Other functional groups means, for example, here you can see acid group also there and halogen also there. Instead of halogen, I will write hydroxy group here. Just see what happens. No, see. What is the name for this one? It having the 4 carbon. That's why word root is the but. Okay, it is the normal. That's why means it having the single bond. It will become the ane as the primary suffix. Okay, then I will write the name 1, 2, 3, 4. I am giving the numbering in this way. I will tell you why I am giving in the rules of IUPAC nomenclature. First we have to understand here what is secondary prefix. I will write the name for this one. 3 hydroxy, 4 carbons, that's why I will write butane. First position acid group is there, 1 oic acid. Now see here, hydroxy and as well as the carboxylic acid. Both these are the functional group. This is also functional group, this is also functional group. But which is the more priority order I mentioned here? You see, acid group will come first, then the hydroxy group, here it will come. It means it is lowest priority, it will be have OH group when compared to the acid group. Lowest priority group, here just remember, lowest priority group, lowest priority group we are writing as the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix, which is having the highest priority, it with this one we are writing as the secondary suffix, not the prefix, suffix, which will comes after the word root. This is the word root, this is the secondary suffix. But here we are discussing about the secondary prefix. This is the secondary prefix, is the word root. I hope you might be understand the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix always that is not the part of the compound, that is not the part of this chain. It is, we are writing as the substituent for this one. Not only hydroxy, you can take any halogen, chloro, bromo, iodo, anything. All they are less prior than the acid group. That's why we are mentioning as the, this is the lowest prior group, we are mentioning as the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix. This is about the primary prefix as well as the secondary prefix. Now we will go for the suffix. Suffix is nothing but, already I told you, we are mentioning the suffix after the word root. After the word root. Here the word root is the but. But is the word root. An, because it is tells about the nature of the particular this compound. It is in the single bond, or it is in the double bond, or it is in the triple bond. This is the primary suffix. Which one? An. An we are writing as the primary suffix. Oic acid we are writing as the secondary suffix. It means what here? Always the suffix, it is classified into two types. One is the primary suffix, another one is the secondary suffix. Now go one by one. First we take the primary suffix. Primary suffix, always it tells about that composition of that particular chain, means that is nature of that particular compound. Nature of particular compound means, for example, you can take this primary suffix, means if it will be having the carbon-carbon single bond, it is calling as the ane. If it is having carbon-carbon double bond, it is calling as the ene. If it is having carbon-carbon triple bond, we are calling as the ine. Always this suffixes we are mentioning after the word root. Here an, I skip here, e is not there here, that is the part of nomenclature, that is the minus e plus oic acid when we will be write. That's why we will write only butane, n. An, it is called as the primary suffix. In means the compound having the double bond. that also comes under in the primary suffix. Triple bond ein, that also comes under in the primary suffix. Okay, whenever it tells about the nature of that is means degree of saturation, in the one word we have to be tell means the primary suffix always it tells about degree of unsaturation, degree of unsaturation, degree of unsaturation, it is going to be explained by the primary suffix. It is single bond in, double bond in, triple bond ein. See here, degree of unsaturation. Here it is coming, we are calling as the butane, Ane, means it is the single bond compound. That is the degree of unsaturation for this compound. It is going to be explained. That is called as the primary suffix. Now we'll go for the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix also we are mentioning after the word root. It tells about the particularly the family of that particular compound. It belongs to which family? It is belongs to acidic family, or it is belongs to ester, or it is belongs to the amine, or it is belongs to the mercapto, or it is belongs to the anhydride, or it is belongs to alcohol. It tells about the family. Always the secondary suffix tells about the family. Now you can see here butanoic acid, 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, oic acid is nothing but it is the secondary suffix. It tells this compound is belongs to the acid family. It belongs to the acid family. I will write another example also. Here see how many carbons it will be. How, what is the word root for this one? 1 2 3 4 5 carbons. That's why what we will be write pent. Word root is the 5 carbons, means it is pent. Now I will write the name for this one. Here the functional group, that's why I will start the numbering from here. 1 2 3 4 5. Now see here, any substituents? There is no substituent. Hydroxy group, it tells about the family, it is part of this compound. That's why we cannot write as a substituent this to this one, OH group. Okay, then what I have to write now? Pentane, 1 ol, because hydroxy group. To hydroxy group we are writing as the ol, not al, ol. Now you see pent, it is the word root. In this there is no primary prefix. Then ane, it is the primary suffix. Ol, it is the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix ol, always it tells about the this compound belongs to the alcohol family. Secondary suffix, that's why I told suffix, secondary suffix, always it tells about the family of that particular compound. Previously I given the example for the acid. Now I am giving the example for the alcohol. Okay, this is the pentanol. All ol means it is belongs to the alcoholic group. This is called as the secondary suffix. Okay, next we will be go for the rules of the IUPAC nomenclature. Dear friends, in the last class we discussed about the IUPAC nomenclature. We discussed regarding the composition of the nomenclature, like which one is called as the prefix and which one is called as the suffix and what is the word root. Okay, then what are the suffixes are there, what are the prefixes are there, what are the word roots are there, we discussed in the last class. In the today's class we are going to be discuss about IUPAC rule for
naming the organic compounds. This part is very important for giving the nomenclature for any organic compounds. Related to the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature notes, I will share after the third part of the video. You can download the notes. Here we will go one by one. The first rule is that longest chain rule. In the case of longest chain rule, we are selecting the longest chain irrespective of the straight carbon atoms. Irrespective of straight carbon atoms. For example, I will write here. Now I have to select the longest chain. The chain I have to be select in that way. We have to select in that way. The chain it should be have the longest chain should be have the more number of carbons. We should not forget that. You see here, generally what students they make the mistake here means the longest chain means they will be think like that straight chain. Straight chain was the longest chain. For this they will be think as this also they will be noted as the substituent, and they will be this one also they will be select as the substituent. That is completely wrong. Then how we have to be select the longest chain here? It should be get that longest that whatever the longest chain it should be have the more number of carbons irrespective of the straight carbon atoms. Straight carbon atoms means straight chain will be up to here only, from here to here. But rule it is not going to be say like that. We have to be select the longest chain. No matter the carbons are straight or not. That is doesn't matter. If it is not straight also, in this way we have to be select the longest chain. Now this will be we are selecting as the substituent. Now another example I will give. Now see, this is the branching compound. It will be confuse you. How you are going to select the longest chain in this case? If you select in this way, for example, you might be think we are selecting in this way. Then how many carbons we are going to get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then leave this one. I am not selecting in this way. I am selecting in this way. This is my longest chain. Now here number of carbons how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we select this longest chain, this one means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This side 5 carbons coming. Here how many carbons are coming? 7 carbon. Then which is the longest chain? This one is the longest chain. This one is the longest chain, or this one is the longest chain. 7 carbon one is the longest chain. 7 carbon one is the longest chain. That's why irrespective of the straight carbon atoms in the chain, we are selecting, we are giving importance to length of the chain. This side length will be more. No need of straight. The number of carbons we have to be get more. Straight chain means. Now this one we are selecting as a substituent. This is one substituent. This is another substituent. 2 substituents are present on this ring. But the straight chain it will be having the 7 carbon. In this way we have to be select the longest chain. Now we'll go for the second rule. Example I will keep. The second rule is that position the substituent. Second rule is the position of the substituent. Then how we are selecting the position of the substituent? The first rule already tells us we have to be select the longest chain. Now second rule, it tells us we have to be fix the position for the substituent. In that way, we have to be fix the position for the substituent. The substituent have to be get the lowest possible number. Remember that. The substituent have to get the lowest possible number. Here I will give the numbering in two ways. Initially, we know that this is the longest chain. Then I will give the numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here you can see substituent which position it is going to get? 8th position. In the opposite way I will go for numbering this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, here with the red marker I given the numbering. When I given with the red marker the numbering from that side, means from the left side, when I am giving the numbering, the substituent it is going to be get the 8th position. Means methyl group is present at the 8th position. Substituent present at the 8th position. But when I will give in the opposite order here, 1, 2. When I will with the black marker I given the numbering. In this case you can see here the substituent means carbon number is the substituent number. Remember that. Now here which position substituent is present? Second position. See, if I will go from the right side, the substituent is going to get the lowest possible number. What position it is going to be get in this way? Second position. This one is correct. Numbering from this side, this is wrong. Always we have to be see that the substituent have to be get the lowest possible number. That's why I have to be go towards that end, which end having the substituent. Generally any compound you might be take, which end, which means substituents it will be near to which end, we have to be start the numbering from the that end. The substituent near to this end, that's why I started the numbering from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll choose one more example. Don't be get confused here. Deciding position is very simple. It is not the difficult part. Now see, from which side you are going to give the numbering. If I will give from the right side, then what happen? If I will give from the left side, what happens here? I will write here. We know first what we have to do, we have to select the longest chain. This is the longest chain. How many carbons are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when I am fixing the position for the substituent, what I told, what we should have to be observed? We have to be observed the substituent near to which end. For example, if I will give the numbering from this side, this is 1, 2, this is the 3, this is the 4, 5, 6. Now see, the substituent coming at which position? Third position. Now in this case you can observe, I will start the numbering from this side, from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the substituent is going to get the fourth position. Here the substituent is going to get the third position. In which case substituent will be having the lowest number? In this case, the substituent will be having the lowest number. Here the substituent is 3, but here the substituent is 4. That's why we can say this is wrong and this one is the correct. I hope you might be understood how we should have to be fix the position for the substituent. Blind spot, we have to be remember only one thing. Blindly you can be decide that. What we have to be see there, from which end the substituent is nearby. We will go for the third rule. Third rule is the lowest set of locant rule. Here don't be confused. Locant is nothing but the position of substituent. Position of substituent. Lowest set of locant rule here. When it is possible, set of I am mentioning here. Set of means here the substituents more than one. There might be the 2 substituents, or might be the 3 substituents, or might be the 4 substituents. At that time, we'll get the confusion from which side we have to be start the numbering. Instead of wasting time, I will give the example for this. See in this case. We are finding in this case, we are having the 2 substituents. One is in the form of chloro, another one is in the form of methyl. These 2 are the substituents. Then from which side you are going to be give the numbering. Just think it. We selected the longest chain over. Longest chain, how many carbons it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From which side you will be start the numbering? This side. From left side you will be start, or from right side you will be start. The same compound I will write once again, CH3. So this is the A compound, this is the B compound, for the avoiding the confusion only. Now I am giving the numbering. 1, 2 from the left side, 3, 4, 5 for this sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See here, in the lowest set of locant rule, we have to be see that both the substituents should have to be get the lowest possible number. दो भी substituents को lowest possible number मिलना है. We have to give the numbering in that order. Now see, I given from the left side also, I given from the right side also. In this case, substituents are present. First position, what is there? Chloro is there. Then the fourth position, what is there? Methyl is there. In this case, you can see second position, what is there? Methyl is there. Fifth position, what is there? Chloro is there. Now which substituents got the highest number here? Which one is right? This one is right or this one is right? I will say this one is correct. Why? You can see here, both the substituents get the lowest possible number. Chlorine get the 1, methyl get the 4. But here in this case you can see, one it got the 2, another one is got the 5. See, 2 is the bigger than the 1, 5 is bigger than the 4. That's why when the more than one substituent is present, at that time we have to be see that both the substituents should have to be get the lowest possible number. That's why I am giving numbering in this way. This is correct. This one is wrong. Now we'll be see the different examples in this case. I hope you might be understand this one. Lowest set of the locant rule. It is better we will be discuss one more example. I think it will clear you. Still I am not started the naming. Just we are at the giving numbering and selecting the longest chain and fixing the position, location for the substituents. This is the another example. For this I am giving as the A. This is the B. So just see here. In this case I will give the numbering. First I will start from the left. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then here also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just mention the substituents where they are present in this case. Second position, one substituent. That is what? Chloro. Then another one is the fourth position. What is there? Methyl. Second position chloro, fourth position methyl. In this case you can see second position methyl, fourth position is chloro. In this also substituent present at the second and fourth position. In this also substituents present at the second position and fourth position. You might be think in the both the ways it is correct, because right side both the substituents going to be get the same position. From the right side also, from the right side also they are going to be get the same position. It is not going to be changed. Now which one is correct in this case? Just see, the one more rule will be there in the IUPAC. When both the substituents they are getting the similar position, at that time what we have to be do? In this case see second and fourth position, here also second and fourth position. You have to be see that in the alphabetical order which will come first. Chlorine will come first or methyl will come first? Chloro C, methyl M. Is it right? C and this is M. Then which one will come first? Chloro will come first, alphabetical order. While writing the name it will come 2 chloro, 4 methyl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentane. Because here in the alphabetical order chloro C will come first. That's why this one is correct. This one is wrong. Now we will learn that how we are going to give the naming. Now selecting longest chain is over and giving the position to the substituent is over. Fixing the position of the substituents also will finish. And another thing is that when it will be have the multiple substituents at that time also how we have to give the numbering, that also we discuss. Now how we are going to name the organic compounds, that we will be learn in our third part. हेलो फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार। आज की क्लास बहुत मज़ेदार होने वाली है। इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी सो इंटरेस्टिंग टुडेस क्लास because in the before classes we learned that what is the prefix, what is the suffix, what is the word root in the first video, UPSC part 1. In the second video we learn about how to select the chain, how to give the numbering for the substituents, how to give the prefix for the substituents. Then all those things we learn in the last class. Now we will go one by one based on the functional group, based on the type of compound we are going to be discussed today. Then in this case, first we will go for the alkanes, because we know that alkanes we are giving the numbering based on the IUPAC nomenclature. For example, their word root is very important while giving this name. For the alkanes we are writing the suffix ane. How it will be? For example, you can think for the alkanes CH4. Word root for this one is the meth. One carbon means what we are calling meth. Then we are adding the suffix plus ane. Then we are writing as the methane. Same thing, CH3, CH3. This is called as the word root because it is having the two carbons. Then word root is the eth. Eth, it is the open chain molecule. It is saturated. It is having the single bond between the carbon. That's why we are writing the suffix ane. Eth plus ane. Then what it will become? Ethane. Like that, you can select any alkane. For example, you can take 6 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 6 carbon means it is saturated. Then that is the different case, and it is having the 6 carbons. 6 carbons means word root will be the hex. Then it is saturated. It having the single bonded means it is a single bonded compounds. Then what it will be called? Ane. Then what will be the IUPAC name? Hexane. Like this. If it will be having the 7 carbons, heptane. Hept plus ane. If it is having the 8 carbons, octane. Oct plus ane. Very simple. For giving the nomenclature for the saturated compounds, open chain compounds, dead easy. Word root followed by the ane. Ane is the suffix when it is saturated. Now we will go for the unsaturated compounds. Basically, unsaturated compounds divided into 2 types. Then first one is called as the alkenes. Second one is the alkynes. I hope you are not getting bored. Then in this case you can see how we are going to give the nomenclature in this case. Nomenclature according to the IUPAC, especially for alkenes, we are writing the IUPAC name alkane, minus ane, this is minus ane plus ene. Then what it will become? Minus N plus ene is equal to what? Alkene. What we are choosing here in this case? Alk plus ene, because here minus N, we are removing this N. N is replacing with what? Ene. That's why what it is calling? Alkene. Then for example, I will write. First count it. How many carbons it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many carbons are there? 4 carbons are there. Then 4 carbons means what we are calling? What is the IUPAC name? Butane. What it is? Butane. Then what it will be having here? Double bond. That's nothing but ene. Double bonded compound we are calling as the ene. Okay. Especially the alkenes. All the alkenes will be having the double bonds. Enes means double bonds. Remember that. Then butane. Then how will we write the name? Butane minus N plus ene. Minus N means we are removing this minus N. That's why I wrote minus N plus ene. Then what it will be remain? But plus ene. Then what it comes? Butene. Sometimes you can write as the 1-butene also. Generally, whenever the double bond present at the first position, we are not going to give the numbering. Because first position means butene means we can understand that at the first position there is the double bond. Here, when you will be give the numbering for this 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever in the compound double bond will be there means you have to start the numbering from the double bond carbon only. From the side of double bond carbon. See here, double bond is there. That's why I started numbering from here. We cannot start from this side, remember. Then another example I will write. Now see, from which side you have to give the numbering for this? For example, I will remove this carbon. Now, from which side you will give the numbering? Double bond should have to get the lowest possible number. If you give from this side, 1, 2, 3. It is going to get double bond 3 at the third position. If I will give from this side, 1, 2. Means from this side, it is going to get the lowest number. That's why you have to give the numbering from that end, which end double bond is the near one. Okay. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now see, here double bond is present at the second position, but in this case it is present at the first carbon. That's why directly I wrote butene. Then here how many carbons have in this case? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 means what is the common name for, what is the IUPAC name for this? When it will be having the 5 carbons, it is calling as the pentane. Pent plus N, pentane. See, I will write here. Pentane. Then what we have to be add to the double bond compound? What we have to be remove here? From the pentane, minus N plus ene. Minus N means we are removing this. Then what it comes? Pentene. But here The double bond not at the first position, it is at the second position. That's why what we have to be write? 2-pentene, or you can write to the same 2-pentene pent 2-ene. See, pent 2-ene means to the pentane at the second position double bond is present. That's why how I am writing pent 2-ene or 2-pentene. Both are correct. Okay, I hope you might be understand how to give the name for especially for the alkenes. Now we'll go for the alkynes. In case of alkynes, you can see alkynes means these are the triple bonded compound. Alkenes means double bonded compound. Already I explained regarding that. Now you can see in case of alkynes, how we are giving the names means according to IUPAC, because these are also derived from the alkanes only, alkynes also. Then how we are writing the names means for these alkynes, alkane minus N plus ine. If this minus it is going out, N is going out, means what it will be remain? Alk is remain alk plus ine, alkyne. Alkane, from that minus N plus ine, alkyne. Then for example we can try different examples. In this case you can see, I will give one example. See, always we have to see that the valency should be balanced in this case. See, carbon valency how much? 4. Is it right? Here how many hydrogens are there? 3. Is it right? This is 1. Bond is nothing but 1. 3 plus 1, 4. This will be having the valency 4. See this carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What it means? It is combined with the 4 other atoms. It indicates that. Now you can see this carbon having the valency 4. This carbon also see 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why in the whatever, whenever you are going to write any compound structure, at that time you have to see the valency of that carbon. If it is not balanced, it means that is completely goes wrong. Now see how many carbons it will be have? 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons. 3 carbons means what is the word root? Prop. Then what is the common name for the saturated compound? Propane. Then I will write propane. But here what is there? Double bond, triple bond is there. That's why minus N plus ine. Then when the N will be goes out from this means what will be remain there? Prop plus ine. It means what? Propine. The triple bond at the first position. That's why I am not giving numbering here also. I wrote propine. Then how you can write the butane next? See, CH3, CH2, C, triple bond, CH. How many carbons are there in this case? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means word root is the but. Then what will be the name will come? Butane. Why it is butane? Butane. Minus N plus ine. Here we are removing the N. Then just we are adding the ine. Then it becomes butane. Like this we have to be write the name for all the compounds, unsaturated compounds. Then the next question will come in this case. If double bond also in the same compound, then triple bond also in the same compound, then what you will do? Example I will write here. This is the compound. One side is double bond, another end is the triple bond. Then how you are going to give the numbering? At that time, we have to remember the one rule here, that is called as the FDTS. FDTS means first priority goes to the functional group, next priority goes to the double bond, then next priority goes to the triple bond, then last priority goes to the substitutions. Understand? Substitutions means any prefixes. Then see, in this case, any functional group is there? No functional group. Functional group means what? Acid group, sulfonic acid group, or anhydride, or ester, or acid chloride, any functional group. In this case, functional groups are there? No. Then what is there? One is the double bond, another one is the triple bond. At that time, this rule, what it will be says, FDTS, first functional group. Functional group will be having the more priority than the double bond. Double bond having the more priority than the triple bond. Triple bond having the more priority than the substitution, according to the IUPAC. Okay, not my rule. Okay, it is the IUPAC rule. Then in this case, how we are going to give the numbering? What he told? First double bond, then the triple bond. Means we have to give from this side only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now double bond is present at first position, triple bond present at the fifth position. Then how we are going to write the naming for this one? How many carbons it have? 6 carbons means what is the word root? Hex, hexane. Is it right? Then see, in this case, how we are going to write the name? Word root is the hex. Then the double bond will be present at the second position. Then the triple bond present at the third position. Then first what it will comes? In. Hex plus in plus ein. But we have to be represent with the numbering its prefixes. Okay, its prefixes. Then how we are writing to this one? How we are writing the IUPAC name? Just see, in case of this, hex 2 in 5 ein. Hex 2 in 5 ein. Understand? We are not calling as the hexene because both the bonds will be present in this case. Double bond also, triple bond also. That's why we have to be mention the location of the double bond as well as the triple bond. See, already I told priority first I given to the double bond. Priority to the double bond. That's why first what it will becomes? In, then ein. Because in the alphabetical order also E will become first, then Y will become next. That's why hex 2 in 5 ein. This type of compounds also will form. when it will be having the double bond as well as the triple bond, then we have to first preference goes to the double bond, then next preference goes to the triple bond. You have to remember that FDTS rule, don't forget that. Okay, next we will be go for the alkyl halides. I hope you might be understood. For the saturated compounds, how we are writing the name, unsaturated also how we are writing the name, then how we are giving the numbering. Now we'll go for the alkyl halides. Alkyl halide means alkane also present, halogen also present. Okay, when the alkane group attached to the halogen, then we are calling as the alkyl. That's why alkyl halide. For example, I will write here CH3, CH2, Cl. How many carbons it will be have? 2 carbons. One is halogens. Then how we are writing the name for this one? Always whenever in any compound halogen is present, according to the IUPAC, halogen we are writing as the prefix, means before the word root. Then see in this case, chlorine is present at the first position. That's why no need to mention the numbering when it will be present at the first position. Okay. Then how I will be write the name for this one? I have to write always to the halogen. I have to write as the prefix chloro. For the halogen, prefix will be the chloro, bromo, iodo, like that. Okay. Then what is the name of this one? Alkane names means when it will be having the single bond, it is having 2 carbons. Then what it is called? 2 carbons word root is what? Eth. It is saturated. That's why it is called as the ethane, because single bond it will be have. Then how will we write the name? Chloroethane. Chloroethane means to the halogen we are writing as the prefix. That's why according to IUPAC, haloalkane. Any halogen followed by the alkane, that's why it is haloalkane. Then another example I will give. Now see, bromine is there. Then what is the name of this one? Word root is what? How many carbons it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. But. Then how I have to give the numbering for this one? Always see according to the FDTS functional group, double bond, triple bond, then substitution. Don't forget this one. It have any double bond? No. It have any triple bond? No. Then it is having any substitution? Yes. What is the substituent group? Halogen. Then give the numbering first. Numbering from which side I have to be start? Always the substituent should be have to get the lowest possible number. If we will give from this side 1, 2, 3. From this side 1, 2 means the halogen present at the second position from this side. From this side means third position. Third means bigger number. Then I will give the numbering from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, bromine is not present at the first position. It is present at the second position. That's why you have to mention the number. 2. Always in between the number and word hyphen should be there. See, remember that. in between number and word we have to mention the hyphen. At the second position, what is there? Bromo. Then what is the name of this compound? Word root is what? But. It is saturated. That's why N will become butane. 2-bromo-butane. It is not difficult part. Giving the numbering and naming, it will be very easy. But we should have to know the rules. That only the difficult thing. If we know the rules means you can give the name for any compound. Then for example, here one more example I will give, because examples are very important. See, giving only one example I am finishing means you might be think like that video should be short. Many people nowadays, many students, they like the short videos. In short videos, especially for the organic chemistry, it won't work, because only one example they will give, less example they will give. When you will be practice more example, then you will be learn more. Otherwise it is very difficult. You go any book also you refer, I will challenge you. In all the books you can take, either it may be Ball and Ball, Morrison Bite, they will give one example or two example. But we have to practice, we have to practice. Then one more example I will give. See, in this case, double bond also present, substituent also present. Double bonds also present, substituent also present. At that time what we will do? We have to follow this rule. First priority goes to what? Double bond, irrespective of the substituent, that is the halogen. That's why numbering from where we have to start? From the halogen side or double bond side? Double bond side only. Because the double bond will be having the more priority than the substituent. Remember, halogens we are mentioning or we are writing as the substituents only. Now, then what we have to, how we can write the name for this one? See, how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First I will give the numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For avoiding the confusion, what you will do means, which position what is present, first mention it. First position what is there? Double bond is there. Then the fourth position what is there? Halogen is there. Now see, how we are going to give the name for this one? Always halogen will become first, because it is we are writing as the substituent. Okay, then this one we are writing as the suffix, because in double bond having the more priority than the chlorine. See here, double bond more priority. In this any halogen are there in this list? No. It means that we are writing as a substituent which will be having the low priority. Now you can see in this case it is the pentane, 6 carbon it will be have. But which position what is there? Fourth position chloro is there. That's why I will write 4-chloro. Okay, 4-chloro. Then second position what is there? Sorry, first position what is there? Double bond is there. If you mention the number, it's okay. If you don't mention the number also, it is okay, because more priority one is at the first position. That's why I will write 4-chloropentene. Or we can write fourth position chloro is there, 4-chloro pent. Which position halogen, sorry, which position double bond is there? First position, pent 1-ene. 4-chloro pent 1-ene. Remember that always in between word and number hyphen should be there. This one don't forget it. If you will write correct name also, you are going to get the 0 marks. Anda milega. Okay, क्या मिलेगा? अंडा. Like this you can practice number of examples. But remember this rule, FDTS, very, very important. Okay. In no books they will be mentioned this rule, FDTS, like that. Okay. Now we'll go for the one by one functional group. We will discuss how we are going to give the nomenclature for the functional groups. For example, first I will take the acid group. That is carboxylic acid. Direct we can write. Acids means carboxylic acids. It is represented by the RCOOH. Okay, represented by RCOH, because R is nothing but the any alkyl group. It is aliphatic or aromatic. Okay, that will be attached to the acid group, carboxylic acid group. Now, in this table you might be observing which one is having the priority. It means this carboxylic acid is having the more priority than any other. See, I wrote from the high priority to low priority. This table is very, very important for giving the numbering for those compounds which is having the functional group. Sometimes they will be having the 2 functional groups, 3 functional group, multifunctional group compounds also present. Single compound means, single functional group means no problem, because you know this rule. First functional group will come. If it is having the 2 functional groups, what we will do that time? We should have to know this table. Without knowing this, we cannot write. I will show that examples also. See, in this case, I will give one example. Because this all the acids we are deriving from the alkanes only. Then that's why we are writing the name, IUPAC name for this one, alkane. Again, minus E, here not the minus N, minus E, remember only we are subtracting the E. Minus E plus, what is the suffix will come for this one? Oic acid. Because whenever the functional group is there, that functional group we have to be write as the suffix. Remember that. What we have to write? We have to write as the suffix. You cannot write as the prefix like halogens. This difference you have to be remembered. For halogen only we are writing as the prefix, but for the all functional groups we are writing as the suffix. If it is more prior one means, then alkane minus E plus oic acid. Remember this, oic acid. Then what it will become? Minus E, then I will write alkan, because I removed here E, the way I mentioned minus E, alkan plus oic acid. Means what is the name of this one? Alkanoic acid, because all these are deriving from the alkanes. That's why alkane minus E plus oic acid. Okay. Then I will give example. In this case, how many carbons are there? Usually what students they will be doing means, they will be count only this carbon, 1, 2, 3. They don't count this carbon. Whenever in the functional group carbon will be there means you have to be count that carbon. Remember this point. Any compound functional group is there, functional group having the carbon, at that time you have to count that carbon also. Then how you are going to give the numbering for this one? Very simple for this, because no other substitutions, nothing here, no functional group, only one functional group. That's why we have to start numbering from this carbon. This carbon also we have to count.
1, 2, 3, 4. Then what is the word root? How many carbon it will be have? 4. 4 means what it is called? But. What it is called? But. Then see. What I told? Alkanoic acid. Alkane minus E plus oic acid. Here also. Alkane means butane minus E plus oic acid. Then what is the name for this one? If you remove this means butanoic acid. See, very simple this one. Writing the name for this. Numbering also very simple because only one functional group is there. Sometimes what happen means there it will be having the multifunctional groups. That time what we have to do? Example I will give. Okay, butanoic acid, this one. Then another example shall I write? Then what is the name for this one? How many carbons it will be have? 3 carbons. 1, 2, 3. I have to start numbering from the functional group only. Then what is the name for this one? Propane. From this you subtract the E. Then add the oic acid because suffix is the oic acid, what I mentioned there. Then what is the name for this one? Propanoic acid. What is this? Propanoic acid. Okay, you might be understood this. Okay, if you want, we can practice in one more video. I will make one more video. Only in that video will be practice different types of compounds. Okay, I will promise you, I will make that video with the different examples. Some difficult example we can take and we will practice. First you have to be understand. Then I will write one more example here. See, in this case, there is the two functional groups. Here one functional group and here one functional group. When we will get this type of compounds, no, it will be push us into the difficulties. But it is not the difficult one. If you know the priority, this table, that's why I told, by heart this table at any cost. इसको रट्टा मारो, कैसा भी करो, रट्टा मारो, याद रखो. Okay. Now see, in this case, how we are going to write the name for this? First we have to give the numbering. From where it will be start numbering means it will be start from the most prior group. In this case, most prior group is the acid. You can see acid present at the first position. Then see SH. It is called as the thiol. SH present, see, at the lower side, lower priority side. ये बहुत lower priority पे है. If the acid is the prime minister, he is the सरपंच, विलेज सरपंच. कौन बड़ा रहता है? प्राइम मिनिस्टर बड़ा क्या सरपंच बड़ा? प्राइम मिनिस्टर ना. प्राइम मिनिस्टर को छोड़ के तुम सरपंच को वैल्यू दिए तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर क्या करता है? उखाड़ के फेंक देता है. He will remove. Okay, because to the most prior persons we have to give the first priority. Is it right or not? We have to give. For example, father is there, brother also there. First priority to whom we have to give? Brother or father? Father. Is it right or not? One side friend is there, another side teacher is there. To whom we will be give the priority? To the teacher or to the student? Teacher. If you don't give the priority to the teacher means he will see you in the exam. Lab exam also there, remember. Along with that, mid exams also there. Mid exam also, they will reduce the marks. Cut kar dete hai. Don't take that. Don't go up to that extent. Okay.
That's why here to whom we have to give the priority? Priority we have to give to the acid because that is the high priority one. Okay. Whenever it will be having the high priority functional group, we have to consider suffix only. We have to write as the suffix only. याद रखो जो ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी है उसको सफिक्स ही लिख सकते हैं. बोला ना पहले क्या आता है? प्रीफिक्स, वर्ड रूट, देन सफिक्स. लो प्रायोरिटी जो रहता है उसको we can write as the which will be having the low priority, we will be writing as the prefix only, not the suffix. Okay, that's why when the thiol group is the suffix, then what we have to be write here? Mercapto, not the thio. What we have to write? Mercapto. That's why first I will give the numbering. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then first what I have to write? Substituent, always I have to write the prefix. First prefix will come. That's why the first video is very important. Which is prefix, which is suffix. You go and watch that video. Okay, in my YouTube channel. Don't miss that. I know that. Movie 3 घंटे देखते हो यार. एक आधा घंटा देख नहीं सकते क्या? प्लीज प्लीज यार. सब्सक्राइब नहीं करता हो तो मत कर यार, लेकिन देख. ओके, देन सी. Three mercapto, because I have to be write as the prefix. Prefix for the thiol is mercapto. Remember, that's why इसको रट्टा मारो. Mercapto. Then hyphen. Then you have to mention. You want to mention, you mention the number. Otherwise, no need, because it is most prior group present at the first position. 3 mercapto. What is the word root? Prefix is over this one. Then the word root. 1, 2, 3, 4. What it will become? But. Okay. What it comes? But. 3 mercapto. But. N. Because butane minus E plus OIC acid, then what it will become? Butanoic acid. समझ गए? 3 mercapto butanoic acid. एसिड ग्रुप को मैं नंबर यहाँ पे नहीं मेंशन किया हूँ. Why? Because this acid group present at the first position. When it is present at the first position, no need to mention. Okay. If another example I will give in this case. अरे यार थोड़ा टाइम लगता है यार, सब्र करो, मैं लिख रहा हूँ यार. मैं कौन सी भी बुक सामने रख लेके मैं नहीं बता रहा हूँ तुम्हारे को. हाँ, डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल दिल से लिख रहा हूं. ओके, थोड़ा सा पेशेंस प्लीज. देन सी हियर, इसमें गौर से देखो. सब्स्टिट्यूएंट आल्सो देयर, डबल बॉन्ड आल्सो देयर, फंक्शनल ग्रुप आल्सो देयर. Substituent also there, double bond also there, functional group also there. When 3 are there, then what we have to be follow? Which rule? Functional group, double bond, then the triple bond, then the substituent. Remember, substituent आखिरी को आएगा. पहले क्या आएगा? फंक्शनल ग्रुप. नंबर भी किधर से देना है? फंक्शनल ग्रुप. याद रखो, प्राइम मिनिस्टर, सरपंच, यहाँ और एक है, दोनों के बीच में होम मिनिस्टर. ओके, प्राइम मिनिस्टर के बाद किसको? देन सी 1, 2, 3, 4. Then how we are going to write the name for this one? Just see, first prefix I have to be write. Prefix means what? Substituent, that is the bromo. That's why I will write the 4-bromo. Then hyphen. hyphen देना है 2. नहीं देना है मत दो, यहाँ पे चलेगा। देन वर्ड रूट क्या है? ब्यूटेन। ब्यूटेन है वर्ड रूट, लेकिन ब्यूटेन में और क्या है यहाँ पे? डबल बॉन्ड। व्हाट इज दैट? डबल बॉन्ड। दैट्स व्हाई 4 ब्रूमो ब्यूट 1 in, sorry, 1 in, no यार, double bond present at the second position, 2 in, butane minus n plus in, that's why what it come? Butene, but plus 2 in, because second position पे double bond है 2 in, then 1 ओइक एसिड। इसका मतलब क्या है? फोर्थ पोजीशन पे ब्रोमो, देन वर्ड रूट इज द ब्यूट, देन सेकंड पोजीशन इन इज देयर, दैट्स व्हाई आई wrote 2 in, ओके, देन 1 ओइक एसिड, ब्रोमो ब्यूटेन 2 in 1 ओइक एसिड, ओके, अंडरस्टैंड? समझ में आया? when it will be having the double bond as well as the functional group at that time, along with substitution, you have to give the first priority to the acid group. I will write one more example. इससे मेरा भी दिल नहीं भरा एक एग्जाम्पल से. How you are going to select the long chain now? See here, ऐसे कंपाउंड कंफ्यूज करते हैं, उसलिए एग्जाम्पल लिखा हूं. यू कैनॉट सेलेक्ट द लॉन्ग चेन लाइक दिस, ये गलत हो जाएगा. लॉन्ग चेन, इसको ये कार्बन को इंक्लूड दिस कार्बन एंड सेलेक्ट इट. दिस इज वी आर राइटिंग एज द substituent. Okay, we are writing as a substituent. Then what is the name for this one? Numbering how you will be give? Functional group से start करना है. 1 2 3 4 5. देन कितने कार्बन है? 5 कार्बन है. सब्स्टिट्यूएंट क्या है? मीथाइल है. दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट आई विल राइट फर्स्ट? 2 methyl. Then how many carbons? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 means pentane. Pentane, 2 methyl. Pentane माइनस ई निकाल दिया, नहीं लिख रहा हूं. ई प्लस ओइक एसिड, पेंटेन. आई एम नॉट राइटिंग द माइनस ई निकाल दिए. क्यों? यहाँ पे और एक रूल है. क्या बोले तो सो पेंटेन प्लस ओइक एसिड. At that time what you have to do means, when the two ovals will come together, first two oval we have to be cancel. Understand? First two oval we have to be cancel, because A E I O U these are the ovals. उसलिए नाम क्या आता है? 2 methyl pentanoic acid. समझ में आ गया कैसा लिखना है नाम? ओके, कंफ्यूज मत हो. नेक्स्ट अल्कोहल्स, विल गो फॉर द अल्कोहल्स. Alcohols, how we are writing the IUPAC name means alkane, because alcohols also derived from the alkane minus E plus all. minus E plus all. क्यों minus E? Why it is minus E? Because E and O come together when I will write like this. See, alkane, ol. Alkaneol you cannot write. E and O come together. Okay, when two words are there, in that case E and O will come means you have to cancel the A. Then what we have to write according to this also? Alcohol. Alcohol, when it is there, alcohol means what is the functional group? ROH. Okay, ol. What it comes suffix? Ol. Then this also alcohol. I hope you might be understood this. Okay, then how we are going to give the name for the alcohols? I will write one example. This compound having only one functional group. कितने functional group है? एक ही है. थक गए क्या? नहीं देख रहे वीडियो? अरे देखो यार. Then see. Numbering I have to start. This is not the carbon, oxygen. Don't include that, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just see. What is the word root for this one? Prop. 3 carbons are there. Propane. Propane. Is it right? Plus. अल्कोहल को क्या बोलते हैं? ऑल माइनस ई प्लस ऑल. Okay, then what it will become when the minus E will be there? Minus E. We are removing this. Then what is the name will come? Propanol. Okay, propanol. Okay, propane minus E plus all. Propanol. I am not mentioning a position. क्यों mention नहीं किया हूँ? वो first position पे है. और एक एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं. नाउ सी फ्रॉम विच साइड, किधर से नंबरिंग देंगे? मोर प्रायर. कौन सा है फंक्शनल ग्रुप? OH है. फंक्शनल ग्रुप मोर प्रायर देन द सब्स्टिट्यूशन. Halogen we are writing as a substitution. Remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now write the name for this one. Substitution at which position? Third position. I will finish that one. 3 bromo. Then how many carbons are there? 4 carbons. Then what it will become? Prefix but. Then it is the saturated butane. अल्कोहल को क्या आता है? सफिक्स ऑल. लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या है? ई ओ. दो एक ही बार आ रहे हैं कंटिन्यूअसली वोवेल्स. तब क्या करने का? ई को निकाल के फेंक देने का. देन व्हाट इज द नेम विल कम? 3 ब्रोमो ब्यूटानॉल. ओके, अंडरस्टैंड? Okay, I hope you might be understood. If this is about the alcohols, then now we'll go for the aldehydes. Alcohol, the aldehyde functional group is RCHO. Aldehyde. Then for this suffix will come all al. See, अल्कोहल को aldehyde को क्या फर्क है? अल्कोहल में ओ रहता है, all suffix है. aldehyde में all suffix है लेकिन al है. Remember that. एक example. These are also derived from the alkanes only. Okay. Then what will be write the IUPAC name? Alkane minus E plus all Al. Then what it comes? Alkanol. Al. Understand? क्या आता है? Al. Now I will give example. CH3, CH2, CHO. Only one functional group is there. Functional group, when it is there, we have to start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3. Then what is the word root for this one? There is no prefix, means no substitution. Word root is the propane. Then what is the suffix will come? Al for the aldehyde. See, where is the aldehyde? Here. Suffix is the Al. Then E and A come together, both the vowels. First word vowel we have to be omit. Then what is the name will come? Propanol. Propanol. Al. Is it? Now I will write both aldehyde also, alcohol also. और एक एग्जांपल देता हूं, aldehyde को भी इंक्लूड करेंगे, अल्कोहल को भी इंक्लूड करेंगे. देखो देखो देखो. See, from this end OH is first position, from this end aldehyde is first position. Which one have the more priority? इसमें देखो 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 देखो, इसमें aldehyde को रहेगा ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी. अल्कोहल यहाँ है, aldehyde उससे ऊपर है, हाई. ओके, aldehyde MP है, अल्कोहल MLA है. रेस्पेक्ट किसको देना है? MP को दो. Then how you will be giving the name for this one? Numbering first. किसको वैल्यू देना है? MLA को, MP को? जल्दी बोलो. MP. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aldehyde is also having the carbon. That's why we have to count that carbon also. Now what the name will come? This alcohol suffix means we are writing OL. Now it is prefix. Because more priority one is what? Al. Al will be take the position of suffix. इसको suffix में लिखेंगे ना, MP बैठने की जगह MLA को बिठाएंगे ना, MP मारेगा पकड़ के. Okay, MP he will never quit. MP member of parliament bigger than MLA. Okay. Then see how I am giving the name. OH means prefix hydroxy will come. कहाँ है? चेक करो, यहाँ है hydroxy prefix. Which position? Fourth position. I will write 4 hydroxy. What is the word root? How many carbons it have? 4 carbons. Then what I will write? But. 4 hydroxy butane. Okay, butane. माइनस ई निकाल दिया हूं ब्यूटेन में से. क्या डालना है? ऑल डालना है. ओके, देन व्हाट इज द नेम फॉर दिस वन? 4 हाइड्रोक्सी ब्यूटानॉल. व्हाट इज द नेम? नेम क्या है? 4 हाइड्रोक्सी ब्यूटानॉल. बिकॉज aldehyde is present at first position, because that is the more priority group. Okay, समझ में आ गया? अल्कोहल aldehyde दो रहे तो क्या करना है? आई होप समझ में आ गया होगा. Now we'll go for the another functional group. Ketone. कीटोन का फंक्शनल ग्रुप क्या है? क्या है? C डबल बॉन्ड O. ए साइड भी सब्स्टिट्यूशन रहेगा, ए साइड भी सब्स्टिट्यूशन रहेगा, दो साइड भी क्या रहेंगे? सब्स्टिट्यूशन रहेगा. ओके, then how we are writing the IUPAC name for this one? How we are writing? Alkane. माइनस ई, सफिक्स क्या है कीटोन, कीटोन सफिक्स इज व्हाट, वेयर इज द कीटोन, ओन, माइनस ई प्लस ओन, देन व्हाट वी हैव टू राइट, अल्कानोन, सिंपल, वेरी सिंपल। अब एग्जांपल देता हूं, देखो CH3 CH2 now see from which side you will give the numbering, only one functional group is there, that is the ketone, that's why you have to start the numbering from this side, this side बोल तो यहां से स्टार्ट नहीं करने का यार, यहां से नहीं करने का स्टार्ट, इससे पहले भी है मिथाइल ग्रुप, then you have to be start, means it is ketone group near to which end, from that end we have to start, एक कीटोन ग्रुप यहां रहता तो यहां से स्टार्ट करने का, यहां से, ओके, 1 2 3 4 5, 5 means what is the word root, पेंटेन है नहीं, पेंटेन, ओके, नॉर्मल चेन है, सिंगल बॉन्डेड है, इसके डबल बॉन्ड को काउंट नहीं करने का यार, कार्बन कार्बन के बीच में ही देखने का, कार्बन ऑक्सीजन के बीच में नहीं देखने का, डोंट सी द डबल बॉन्ड, यू माइट बी थिंक इट इज अनसैचुरेटेड बिकॉज इट इज हैविंग द डबल बॉन्ड, इज इट राइट, क्वेश्चन आया नहीं तुम्हारे माइंड में, यू गॉट दिस क्वेश्चन, ओके, देन व्हाट वी हैव टू बी डू, we should not count the double bond between the carbon and oxygen, double bond should be count in between the carbon and carbon only, समझ में आया, ओके, देन सी पेंटेन, ओके, पेंटेन माइनस ई प्लस क्या है, ओन, देन व्हाट वी हैव टू बी राइट, नेम, पेंटानॉन, डोंट से लाइक दैट सर, यहाँ पे सेकंड पोजीशन पे कीटोन है ना, यू कैन राइट पेंटेन प्लस 2 ओन, you can write pentane plus 2-on, pentanone also it meaning gives same second position, ketone will be there, why, RCOR बोलते इधर भी कार्बन है इधर भी कार्बन है तभी कीटोन बोलते हैं, you can write pentanone or you can write pentane 2-on, दो भी सेम है, पेंटानोन, ओके। अब देखो another example I will give for this, अभी दो फंक्शनल ग्रुप है यार, now which is more prior, ketone is more prior और अल्कोहल इज मोर प्रायर, कौन सा ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी है, देखो पहले कौन सा है कीटोन, उसके बाद ही OH है, देन नंबरिंग फ्रॉम वेयर वी हैव टू स्टार्ट, फ्रॉम कीटोनिक साइड, कीटोन से नहीं कीटोनिक साइड से, कीटोनिक साइड मींस 1 2 3 4 5 6, OH it is not calling as the alcohol, no, because it is we are writing as the substituent, lowest lower priority when compared to the ketone. Then first prefix we will write, which position hydroxy is there, 4 hydroxy, what is the word root, how many carbons are there, 6, that's why hexanon, hexane minus E plus on, hexanon, or 4 hydroxy hexane, hexane 2-on, both are same, कीटोन कहां पर है, सेकंड पोजीशन पे है, सेकंड पोजीशन पे रखो नहीं लिखे तो भी चलेगा, हेक्सानोन, वो नहीं बोलने का सर पहले पोजीशन पे ही रहे तो नहीं लिखना बोले, सेकंड पोजीशन में है, क्यों सेकंड पोजीशन में है? सेकंड पोजीशन में रह के भी वो फर्स्ट पोजीशन जैसा ही लगता है, क्यों? वाई? RCOR, this is the functional group for the ketone. That's why ketone on, when it will become, everyone they will be understand that after functional group there is one more carbon. उसलिए this also you can write directly, everyone they will come to know ketone presented the second position only because of this. Okay, समझ में आ गया? Then we will go for the amines next. Now we can start the amines. What is the functional group of the amines? RNH2. This is the functional group for the amines. Then how we are going to give the nomenclature for this? See, because these are the derivatives of the ammonia, how they are going to be formed? Ammonia means C. These are the derivatives of this ammonia. Okay. Now derivatives of the ammonia means, now how we are giving the IUPAC nomenclature for this amines? Alkane minus E plus amine means what? Alkanamine. Suffix we are writing as the amine. Prefix is the amino, but the suffix is the amine. Example. Now see, how many carbons it have? 3. Numbering from which side I have to start? From here. 1, 2, 3. Nitrogen. Don't give the number to the nitrogen. If carbon is there, then only you have to give the number. Remember that. Okay. Now see, in this case, only one functional group is there. That is we are writing as the suffix. That's why 3 carbons are there. Propane. Okay, what is propane? Minus E plus amine. What is the name for this one? Propanamine. Okay, समझ में आया? Okay. Now I will give one more example. A little difficult one. सब easy रहे तो समझ में नहीं आएगा. Some compounds they should be difficult. What is the name of this one? How many carbons it have? 4 carbons. 4 carbons means butane minus E plus amine, butanamine. Okay. Then for example, next we will go for the ethers. What is the functional group for the ethers? ROR. Don't be confused. Ketone means RCOR. Ether means ROR. In this case, how we are writing IUPAC name means, remember, alkoxyalkane. This is the IUPAC name. How we are going to be write? Which one is the alkoxy? Which one is the alkane? Suffix will become N. See, for ether, suffix will become N. Prefix will be alkoxy. Okay. Now see. Example I will give. CH3, CH2, OCH3. Now see. Which one we have to be choose as the suffix means, alkoxy means oxygen, which side it will be having the methyl, means less number of carbons, we have to include that carbon with that oxygen. See, no, this is the methyl, then this is the oxygen. That's why what we will be write? Methoxy. That's why for this we are writing as a prefix. Alkoxy come first. You cannot write propaxy, propaxymethane. Propaxymethane don't write, please. Why? Reason I told. Because the reason is that the alkoxy we have to choose that one which will be which side having the less number of carbons. This side 1 carbon, this side 3 carbons. That's why this is the methoxy. That's why according to IUPAC what? Methoxy. How many carbons? 3. Methoxy propane. Understand? I hope so. One more example I will give. Now in this case, which one is the alkoxy? This side 2 carbons are there, this side 1 carbon is there. That's why this will become alkoxy. Now what is the name for this one? Methoxy. Then what is this? Ethane. Methoxy ethane. Ane is the suffix. Alkoxy alkane. Like this. Now I will give one more example for practice. What is that? Just see. Amine group also there, hydroxy group also there. Which one is more prior? See, amine he is here. Hydroxy more prior than the amine. Okay. Then we have to start from the numbering. This hydroxy, but here hydroxy group attached at the on the second carbon. Here amine group first carbon. Still, we have to give the numbering from the more prior group only. 1, 2. Don't start from here. Here also 1 carbon is there. 2, 3, 4. Now, amine we are writing as the suffix amino. Which position? 4th position. 4 amino. Then how many carbons it have? 4 carbons. Butane. Then which position hydroxy group is there? 2nd position. This one we are writing as the suffix 2-ol. 4 amino butane 2-ol. Or you can write like this also 4 amino to butanol. Understand? All OL. Okay. But the another example what we did at that time. For example, instead of OH, the compound is same. Here acid group is there. Here CH2 is there. Now how you will give the numbering and how you will give the name for this one. This is more confusing. It confuses more. It is little difficult one. But follow this one only. Okay. And priority, that is the group which will be having the more priority. Acid is there, amine is there. Acid will come first, more prior than the amine. That's why numbering I have to start from here. Is it from here? No. Why? Acid group it is having the carbon. But previously what I wrote, here it is having hydroxy group. Here it is having any carbon? No. That's why I am starting numbering from here. But here carbon is there. That's why we have to start the numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Now, one more substitution is what? Methyl group. If here OH will be there means we are counting from here. But here acid is there, carbon is there. That's why we are counting from here. Then what is the name for that? Fifth position amino. Then second position methyl. Alphabetical order, which will come first? Amino. 5 amino. Which position methyl is there? 2 methyl. How many carbons is there? 5. Pentane minus E plus oic acid, that is pentanoic acid. 5 amino 2 methyl pentanoic acid. Okay, then I promise you I will attach the notes also. You can I will share the link of that notes in the description. Please download that notes. Okay, don't forget, please subscribe it or like it. Okay, इतनी मेहनत करा हूं यार, थोड़ा सा वैल्यू दो प्लीज. सब्सक्राइब करने से आपके पास से कुछ नहीं जाएगा, आपका पैसा जाएगा ना कुछ जाएगा. ओके, थैंक यू, नमस्कार.